Hi guys, Mark here. I hope you are well. Our previous project was a simple seized dog leash. Today's version is a bit more advanced, replacing our seizings with a couple of fancy knots. Most of our leash is quite simple to do. We take a piece of rope, we stitch one end into a loop for the handle. We stitch the other end in place, trapping in a snap hook which attaches onto a dog collar. The challenging part of this tutorial is the decorative knots. This is a type 3 3-pass pineapple knot. It can be done in 1, 2 or 3 colors. To do our project, we're going to need a piece of rope 3/8 of an inch in diameter. The length of your rope should be a foot more than the desired leash length. So if you're making a 4-foot leash, use 5 feet of rope. You're going to need some hardware in the form of either a snap hook or a carabiner. Either will do. To stitch our snap hook and the loop into place, we're going to need some strong thread and a couple of stitching needles. The specific thread that I'm using is waxed polyester, 0.8 millimeters in diameter. You're going to need 2 lengths, each a bit over 2 feet long. We start off by threading our 2 needles. Take your snap hook, push your rope through it, fold it like this. We're going to be stitching a length of about 2 inches. The stitching is done like this. Push one of your needles through the bottom part. Make sure that both ends of your thread are of equal length. At the front, pierce the top part. Place the other needle next to it. Again, at the front, pierce, this time the bottom part. Double up with your other needle. Pierce the top part at the front. Double up at the back. Pierce the bottom part at the front. Double up at the back. Pierce the top at the front. Double up at the back. One more time. Pierce the bottom at the front. Double up at the back. Do this for a length of about 2 inches. So once you've stitched about 2 inches, do a couple of back stitches, simply following the pattern. So here, at the front, and at the back. Again at the front, following the pattern, and at the back. After 3 or 4 back stitches, get both needles to the same side, tie them together, trim the ends, and melt them. Stitch the handle in the same way. To tie the two decorative knots, we need the following. Something to tie our knots onto. In my case, this is a broomstick handle, but you can also use a PVC pipe, a pill bottle, a dowel rod, or just a stick. It is 1 inch in diameter, and I also have a rubber band, which is going to hold my cords. Next, 3 pieces of type 1 paracord are going to be used per knot. Each of these cords is 5.5 feet long. Finally, a lacing needle comes in really handy for tying the knot. So let's do it. We start with the first pass or the base knot. Take one of your cords, pass one end under the rubber band, attach a lacing needle onto the other end. Do 2 wraparounds. Come around over your first 2 initial wraps, creating 2 X shapes. Come around in between the X's, exiting on the right. Take your lacing needle, follow this cord doing the opposite. So here we start with an under. Then continue over, under, over, under, over on the left. We now reach the standing end and we simply double it up. So under, over, under, over, under, over. On the right, we again follow this cord doing the opposite. So over, under, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, over 1 on the left, again reaching the standing end. Now, travel in between the 2 parallel cords and do the opposite. So over, under, over 2, under 1, over 2, under, and over. On the right, yet again, follow this cord and do the opposite. So we start under, over, under, again splitting a pair of parallel strands. The sequence is a simple over-under, 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 and so on. On the left, place your working hand alongside the standing hand, then under the rubber band. You may want to loosen up the knot a bit, working in a bit of slack. This is optional but recommended. The second pass adds a type 2 pineapple knot interweave. Pass one end of your second cord onto the left of the first standing end. Attach a lacing needle, then start traveling alongside the first standing end, going under 2, then continuing by following the strand on the left. So, over, under, over, under, and so on. On the right, we exit with an over. Pass on top of this bight, like this, re-enter with an over. Then follow this strand. So under, over 2 to split a pair, then under, over, under, over 2 to split a pair, then under, over, under, over 2 to split a pair, and under 1. Here, we turn back around without exiting the knot. We start under 1, following the strand on the left. So over, under, over 2 to split a pair, then under, over, under, over 2 to split a pair, under, over, under, and over 2. We follow this bight on top of it, entering over 1. Then follow this strand under 2 to split a pair, over 2 to split a pair, then under 1, over 1, under 2 to split a pair, over 2 to split a pair, under 1, over 1, under 2, over 2, under 1. On the left, we do not exit the knot. We turn around with an under 1, following the strand on the left. Over 1, under 2, over 2, under 1, over 1, under 2, over 2, under 1, over, under 2, over 2. On the right, we follow on top of this bight, entering over 2. So over 2, under 2, over 2, under 1. Basically following the strand on the right, splitting pairs. So over 2, under 2, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 2, over 2, under 1. Again, we do not exit the knot, but we turn around, going under 1. Following the strand on the left, going over 2, under 2, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 2, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 2, over 2 on the right. Finally, we follow the last bight on the right, entering our knot under 1, then continuing by splitting pairs. So over 2, under 2 and so on. So a simple over 2 under 2 sequence, following the strand on the right. We finish going under 1 here, reaching our standing end. We pass under 2 right next to it, then under the rubber band. This is a 2-pass type 2 pineapple knot. Our final third cord is going to transform our knot into a 3-pass type 3 pineapple knot. tuck one end under the rubber band in between our first and second cord. Attach a lacing needle onto the other end. Follow the second standing end. So under here, continuing with an over 2 under 2 sequence. On the right, follow on top of this bight, entering the knot over 2, then under 2, following the strand on the right, over 3 to split a pair, then under 2, over 2, under 2, over 3 to split a pair, under 2, over 2, under 2, over 3, under 2. Here on the left, we turn around, passing under 2. We do not exit the knot, just turn around. So under 2, continuing by following this strand, so the one on the left. Over 2, under 2, over 3, under 2, over 2, under 2, over 3, under 2, over 2, under 2, over 3. On the right, follow on top of this bight, entering the knot over 2, then under 3, over 3, under 2. Following the strand on the right. Over 2, under 3, over 3, under 2, over 2, under 3, over 3, and under 2. On the left, we again do not exit the knot. Instead, we turn around, traveling under 2. Following the strand on the left. Over 2, under 3, over 3, under 2. Over 2, under 3, over 3, under 2, over 2, under 3, over 3. On the right, we follow on top of this bight, entering the knot over 3, under 3, following this cord on the right, over 3, under 2. Over 3, under 3, over 3, under 2. Over 3, under 3, over 3, and under 2. Again, we do not exit the knot. Instead, we turn around, going under 2. Continuing by following this strand, so the one on the left, over 3, under 3, over 3, under 2. Over 3, under 3, over 3, under 2, over 3, under 3, over 3. On the right, we follow on top of this bight, entering under 1. Continue over 3, under 3, essentially following the strand on the right. Continue over 3, under 3, and so on. So a simple over 3, under 3 sequence. On the left, we finish under 2, bringing our working end alongside the standing end of the third chord, going under 3. So that's our knot, a 3-pass type 3 pineapple knot. We now prepare our knot so that we can transfer it onto the leash. First, we bring our 3 working ends to the middle point of our knot. You take a working end, so here I'm using one from the third chord, and I'm going to follow the standing end. So over 3, under 3, and so on, up to about the middle point of our knot. So something like this. Our standing end is doubled up. Take the next working end, again, we're going to follow the standing end. So here, we follow this one, over 3, under 3, and so on. And the last working end follow the standing end over 3, under 3 and so on up to the middle point. Now remove the standing ends up to the point where your cords are doubled up. So here, this is the standing end. I remove it up to here. So my working end and the standing end. Here, I remove the standing end up to here. So the working end and the standing end. And the last standing end like this. So this is the working end, this is the standing end. Our knot is ready so that we can push it off of our mandrel. Now we're going to continue working with our ends. Take the working ends where they come out. So under 3, we go back in under the knot to the right. The next working end where it comes out under 3, we go back in all the way to the right. The last working end, again, where it comes out under 3, we go back into the knot all the way to the right. So now our working ends are prepared. Take the standing ends, do pretty much the same thing. So the standing end comes out under 3, we go back into the knot all the way to the left. The next end again exits under 3, we go back in all the way to the left. The last standing end again, where it exits under 3, we go back in into the knot all the way to the left. Our knot is now prepared for our leash. Place it over your stitching. Finally, we're going to tighten up the knot. We start at the standing ends, going through our knot, ending up in the working ends. So for example here, this cord starts here, then we simply pull the slack through the knot all the way to the working end. So we've done one cord. Do the other two, then repeat for a second time. When you're done tightening up the knot, cut the 6 ends roll the knot under a plank. Like this. Repeat once more at the handle. After tying 2 decorative knots, our project is complete. Thank you very much for joining me today. Consider supporting the site on Patreon, and I'll see you next time.